Hello everyone, Sajin here. So today I wanted to do a little review of a couple of DVDs that I like a lot. One is the John Bunyan story of the Torchlighter series, and also the other one is Pilgrim's Progress, written by a movie that's based on a book written by John Bunyan. So first of all, the John Bunyan story. So I really like the Torchlighter series. I did a review on the Harriet Tubman story before, so if you're interested, please check that as well. And for John Bunyan, I think he was very interesting for me. When he was little, he was a real troublemaker. He would swear a lot and did some stealing, and very bad lifestyle he was leading. But he said that he was always like in the DVD, it said that he really was troubled by the thought of going to hell, and then he wanted to change his ways. So he did a lot of things. He tried joining the military and working as a tinker and roaming the world. And then he came upon Christianity, and then he was converted, and he really and did his best to become a good Christian too. And he was also called a tinker preacher. But at that time, I think the King of England, if I haven't mistaken, really was strongly against any kind of preaching that was done outside of the official church of the kingdom. And but John Bunyan really felt in his heart that he needed to continue to preach. And because of that, he did get into trouble. He was actually imprisoned, and he spent a very long time of his life in prison because he just felt that he needed to preach, and even though the king didn't allow it, he felt that was something that God told him to do. And while he was in prison, he had a kind of inspiration about the book called The Pilgrim's Progress, and he kept on writing that throughout his time in prison, and then he eventually had it published, and it became a best-selling book. And let's see, you can also find the audiobook version of it on YouTube. I'll try to post a link. And so it's just I thought it was a very amazing story. It shows that really none of us are perfect, but still salvation and also is for all of us, I think. And that it's we can, and then even in a difficult kind of situation, we can make good out of it. And I felt, and it's really important, and that was because John Bunyan continued to uphold his faith and really to stand up for what he believed in, I think. And it was kind of interesting because at one point, like the law changed, and then it was okay to preach, even if you're not of the official church. And then so he would be let out of prison to go preach, and then but he would always come back. That was kind of the promise. Like the jailer said, okay, you can go out and preach, but you have to come back. And then that's always what he did. So he was a very honest man. I thought that was very amazing that he did that. And so I really recommend this DVD. Please take a look. And it has a animated segment, 30 minutes, and then also has a documentary about his life. And so with that said, so now the John Bunyan's story. So let me get into this, the Pilgrim's Progress movie, based on the book that he wrote. So this is a story about this man named Christian. He lived in the city of destruction, and he had a lot of sadness, a lot of grief living there. But then he met, a character called the Evangelist, and then he decides to go on a journey to the celestial city, which is governed by the prince, which is kind of symbolic of Jesus, I believe. And so the book itself, there's a lot of Christian theology, which is a little bit difficult sometimes, but I think the movie, it's very visual and very it's enjoyable to watch, so I highly recommend it. And just to give you a little, I wanted to share a scene, or a couple of scenes that I really liked, and so just a spoiler alert there. But so at one point, Christian comes to the house of the interpreter, so she shows him different things and tells them what they mean. And at one point, she shows him, like, I guess, a vision where there's a man that's in a cage, but the cage is not locked, and then the key is it's in the keyhole, and then the man inside is saying, "Oh, no hope, no hope, no hope." And I kind of felt that I could really relate to that, because just at this time, like of the election, I'm kind of feeling that. Of course, as President Trump supporter, I feel pretty I'm pretty disappointed, but I'm also very worried about just the unity of people in America, just the Republicans and Democrats, and I kind of see this in my own church, that people are on both sides and are kind of divided. So if we look there, it seems like a really hopeless situation, but maybe in some places, if maybe the key is already open, the door to the cage is open, and we just need to change our viewpoint, and then things might open up. So that was one thing I wanted to share. Another thing was, this is probably my favorite scene and part of the book as well as the movie. But so Christian and his companion, his companion he met along his journey. They were captured by a giant, and they were locked in his castle inside a cage. And in the movie, the castle is called Despair, but I think in the book, the giant's name was Despair. And once they were locked in, the giant says, you need to make a choice. You can, you can continue to stay here, or you have to take your life, like maybe by poison or killing yourself, something like that. So he's discouraging them to keep on living. And of course, they're very, Christian and his companion, they're both very depressed. They don't know what to do. And it seemed just like seems like no hope. And then, and Christian also starts to think, well, maybe it's easier just to end my life here. But then his companion, I think his name was Hopeful, he said, well, no, Christian, don't do that. Just wait. There's a possibility that maybe the giant might forget to lock the key, or the giant might get sick or something like that, and there may be a chance, even though we don't see it right now. And sure enough, there was a time where they did find that chance, because they continued to wait and to search for it, and then they were able to escape successfully. So I feel that this is really true, and I think this applies to what we're going through now. Like we may feel that there's a lot of despair. Maybe some of us might feel that, but we just had to. I think we just had to keep on waiting and praying and really doing our best, and then eventually a solution will come to us, or just the evil that seems to be suppressing us, that will be lifted, and we will be able to carry out God's providence or move forward. So these are very challenging times, I think, but these two DVDs, they gave me a lot of hope and strength to move forward. So I highly recommend them. And yeah, thank you for watching. God bless and take care.